Hey guys, you want to know what the #1 question I get asked in all the comments? Which camera takes better video? The G7 or the T7i? They are both excellent. They're both exceptional, but it all comes down to what you're looking for, what lens you're shooting with, what style of video you're going to be shooting. But I'm here to tell you right now, let me squash any rumor that either of them are better. Either of them have better image quality. Ultimately, what I've found out, and this is just my opinion, but I've used them both quite a bit, that no matter which one you use, with a good lens, they both look excellent. Now, the difference I found comes strictly down to the autofocus. The dual pixel autofocus of the Canon is extremely reliable, works exceptionally well, and I've had no issues with it. Almost on any lens, even on the Sigma, which I have issues with that lens in the viewfinder focusing for stills. I've had no issues with it for video. With the kit lens on the G7, I think it was the 14-140, I had issues with that, with the autofocus. You can watch it in a video. It starts, I try to get a couple branches side by side, and just going back and forth. It locks on a branch and I can't get it to even find the other branch. And I mean, they're plain as day. It's something that I just wouldn't have that issue with the Canon. The thing that really stood out to me was that I really enjoyed shooting with the Canon better. It felt better in my hands. I like the software better. I like the viewfinder, the real live viewfinder versus the EVF, the electronic viewfinder. I just prefer, that's my personal preference. That doesn't mean it shoots better video. That doesn't mean it does anything better than the other one. That's just what I like. But I understand the concern. You're about to spend a ton of money on a camera, right? I mean, these things aren't cheap. It could be anywhere from $500 if you find them on sale to $1,000, depending on what lens you're getting. I understand why everybody would be constantly researching it and asking the questions. But I just want to squash it right now by saying that as far as image quality or video quality or whatever, you're splitting hairs. It's going to depend on the lens. It's going to depend on which camera feels better in your hand, which camera you enjoy shooting with more, what your future goals are. Are you looking to buy a whole ton of lenses? If that's the case, you may want to look at the fact that Canon has a lot more lenses available to it, right? The T7i, the SL2, the 77D, the 80D, all these cameras, these APS-C type sensors are going to have a ton of cheaper lenses than the Panasonic lenses. You can look on Amazon, go to B&H, go to any of the, Best Buy, look at all these photo things. You will see the difference when you type in a Canon lens, boom, hundreds, right? Look for a Panasonic lens, and you're going to see your options and the prices. So these are things you have to take into consideration. Also, obviously, the Panasonic G7 shoots 4K. And as we know, that's a huge deal. Hold that thought. So the 4K it's not a deal breaker for me. Let me put my phone over here. Let me break it down to you this way. In my opinion, honest opinion, I think for the value, you get more from the G7. Okay, it's got the 4K. It's got a lot of features in there that I don't even know what they do. But it's kind of ironic. It's an entry-level camera, entry-level price point, but it's got features that are like pro-level features maybe, or like advanced level features. I had the camera for a long time, and I never used a single one of them. And I went through a ton of the features, and I tried to find a use for them. I was like literally searching for a use for some of these features that I just couldn't. So what's the point? Like, they had no value to me, so I'm not going to use that as a selling point, or I wouldn't use that as a reason to buy it. But again, the question of which camera has better video quality, to me, if I was using either one of them with the right lens, I would feel very comfortable with the video. I'd be totally happy with it. In fact, I was. If you look at some of my videos, I have the Panasonic, I've got the 25mm f1.7, the G7, and that reminds me a lot of this lens that I'm using now, which is the Sigma 35, the 18 to 35 millimeter f1.8. It also reminded me of the 50 millimeter f1.8. I saw the same quality there, the same sharpness, the same depth of field. I could adjust and manipulate, and to me they were so similar that when I'm watching the video, I can't tell what camera I was using. I don't know which lens, because they all could have been similar lenses. Other than the fact that I literally tell you what I'm using, I don't think you could really tell if I put them all side by side and said, here, what am I using? So if that's the case, then why does it matter which one you get? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna come down to personal preference, which one feels better in your hand. Maybe it's price. I mean, price is always a factor, right? So if you can get the G7 at a super discount, which sometimes it goes to, then maybe that is the better option for you. But I can tell you, I personally love shooting with the Canon. But if I lost the Canon and had to go to the G7 only tomorrow, it wouldn't kill me. I would still love to use it. I'd still get great results. I would just be upset because I have all these awesome Canon lenses that I also review. So, but anyways, I just wanted to say that because I get asked that question a lot, and I try to type out the answers in the comments, and I really wanted to just tell you, if you were one of those people that asked me, that feel comfortable with either of them, but keep those factors in mind. That, again, the Canon, way more lens options, simpler interface, in my opinion, more comfortable in your hand, and I enjoy shooting with it better. To me, it's just more fun. The G7 has the 4K. It's got just as good of quality as far as you know, the video quality, in my opinion. It's depending on the lens, you still get the same, very similar quality for both of them. It's not like you're losing much either way, if you're losing anything. So I guess it boils down to most people 4K, to be honest. I mean, all those other baked in features in the G7, most people won't even touch. And if you would be someone who would use that, you certainly probably wouldn't be watching this video anyways. So, I don't know. Look, whatever you're gonna buy, you're not making a horrible decision either way. I understand your money is important to you. I get that. So I hope this helps give you a little peace of mind based on my experiences. And if you have any other questions, I have 2 or 3, 4 videos with the G7 in there, and I've got tons of Canon videos on here. Aaron's Practical Reviews. Go ahead and subscribe. Scroll through my videos. Some of them are way back, and if you want, you can go back and see the first video I ever did with the T7i, which is my very first YouTube video that I tried to do this whole thing with. It's actually kind of funny. But I've come a long way since then, and I want people to know either one you're good with. Okay, I'm rambling now, just rambling. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and hey, enjoy shooting with whatever you have, because whatever you get is probably going to be pretty awesome, especially to you. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next video.